Hello, hello. So now I'm going to start trying to figure out some fur for a devil monkey. So, first things first, grabbed some fur. I'm going to have to figure out where I want it, and that's where these pins come in. I want it so it'll be able to fluff fur out and forward, but I don't want it too far up on the forehead. Maybe a little higher. Otherwise, it'll just... Anyway, there we go. Otherwise, it'll just totally cover up all of the eyes, and that's not a good idea at all. I want those creepy little cat-like eyes peeking through. So... and I'll do some flocking to edges, and so probably not here, but some of those other sections that would have fine kind of fur and give you that kind of an impression still. Let's try right about there. Finally, I decided to wear headphones so it's not tediously quiet for me. I can listen to my synthwave. Faked out deaths! Then I'll have to come back in and glue all this on here, but I gotta fit it to it first. This stuff is fantastic, by the way. It's four-way stretch backing. So not only can it pull this way and stretch to match forms, but it can also pull that way too. And of course that means any angle in between. So it is fantastic to work with when you're trying to do 3D forms like this. Not cheap stuff, but it's worth it. This is the stuff all the big name cinema stuff likes to use typically for creatures, and I can see why. Ah! Give him a crazy hairdo there. Let's say it's darkest before the dawn. I'm gonna give it back here. Sunset! Debating, trying to figure out how I want to do this. I don't want it to be too accurate to how a baboon looks. Otherwise it'll just be kind of like a baboon. And sure, I'll do a little coloration, kind of play up the devil of it by making it a little more red. But I don't want it to be too obnoxiously stereotype devil kind of thing. So I'm not going to go too far with that, hopefully. Ow. He bit me. I do want it relatively thin up here so I can put the horns back in and you can actually see them. It'll be a hard thing to try to figure out where the heck those holes are again, but I can always trim this, of course, too, so it's not like really, really crazy long, but I think I might actually want more fur up here, so I may move it up a little bit and roll it. Well, no, that's coming up better. The windswept hero. Oh, I kind of like that, actually. I did that with all the way back kind of thing. Problem is that's going to mask the horns if I do that. Oh yeah, that's going to be fun though. Okay. So, debate. Where did I put his tongue anyway? Huh. I'll have to figure that out. I'll tuck this down under the arm so that when this comes up and over, it'll give a little more volume to the arm. I can trim it without having so much of a problem. Just looks like I glued his head into a ball of fur right now, doesn't it? We'll see how long that lasts. I think, though, this is a pretty decent start. And I'll be able to bring this around and stretch down, pin in, and glue down for the details. Yep. Okay. So let's start marking this. Brown on brown's probably not the best choice. We'll see. I want to stretch just a little bit though. Not too much. And I don't think that's really marking very well. Yeah, I can't really see that at all. Just a little bit right there I can see. I'm going to be pulling that down. I better hold it that way. Let's do a lot of it. Maybe that'll help. That's better. Now this going to be stretched around that way, so I'm not worried about it too much here. But just so I don't lose track, let's move these pins so I don't sit on one. But just so I don't lose track of how long it goes, let's pin that in there. How far does that need to go? Just a little bit. I don't want to stretch too much in one direction, otherwise I won't be able to seat it down into the curves. The good thing about this, though, is that if I need to, I could make a patch. I could put some more in it of the same fabric without any real big problems. It won't work. It wouldn't work so much if I were making a creature costume or something. I'd have to stitch it all together and be real careful with it that way, but this way it's not too bad. Except for the fact that I can't see a dang bit of my lines. That's not helpful. Okay. Okay, you crawl down that way, doing that kind of thing. So that makes sense. Okay. All right, let's start trimming this thing. First, though, I gotta change the song. That one's not doing it for me. Now I need to slide this in under the layer of fur instead of trimming the fur itself if I can help it. Otherwise, I'm just shortening all the hairs instead. And I don't want to do that. There are other ways of doing this, of course, but this is working for me. Not the best scissors for this. I wonder where I put my good shears. Let's hold you closer so you don't flap around and get in the way so badly. Okay. lost the cut. There it is. Now I'm cutting it just a little bit bigger so that I can stretch it over and pin it on the back. And that'll help hold it on while it's trying to dry for glue and things like that. This is awkward as heck. Oop, got a little of the fur that time. Shouldn't be a big deal. I do want him to be kind of ragged and mangy to some degree, I guess. Not too much. I want the fur to be bold and in your face, of course, but not too comical, hopefully. It does kind of stink. It's not the manufacturer's fault, though. I think it just got a little stuff on it while it was in the garage. Yeah, Daft Punk. Beat that. Love them. Oh, that bass kicks in. I'm doing it right. All right. All right, that'll give me something to start with. Still just a big ball of fur so far, but I'll stretch this around, fit it in, and then start gluing it on. And then I can trim things so that I can be, you know, a little closer fur to areas that it wouldn't be so wildly long. This may be a matter of starting at the part line here so that it matches nicely. So yeah, that's the basic gist so far. Okay. Alrighty, so I may cut off the video for a little while as I just do the boring, slow fitting stuff. Basically just also getting the materials to start gluing it on instead. That might be useful, but not good to watch an empty table for. So, all right. I need to figure out where I put those. So, see you in just a little bit.